There was once a king who had 12 beautiful daughters. They slept in one room, and every night their father would lock their door. But every morning there were 12 pairs of worn-out dancing shoes under their beds. It was as if the princesses had been out all night dancing. But how could that be? It was a mystery no one could solve except the princesses, and they simply smiled whenever they were asked. Any man who discovers the secret of where the princesses go at night, proclaimed the king, shall have one of my daughters in marriage. But he warned, anyone who fails after 3 nights will be punished by death. Many suitors tried, but all failed to uncover the secret of the 12 princesses. Now it happened that a soldier was passing through the kingdom when he met an old woman. Hearing that he would like to be the one to solve the mystery, the woman gave him some advice. When one of the princesses offers you some wine, she said, pretend to drink it and then act as if you are sleeping deeply. And handing him a special cloak, she explained, wear this and you will become invincible so you can follow the princesses. Later that night, when the king had locked the door of the princess's bedroom, the eldest princess gave the soldier a goblet of wine. Carefully pouring it away, he soon pretended to snore loudly. We have tricked another one, laughed the princess, as they all changed into their ball gowns and tried their new dancing shoes. Then as the eldest princess clapped her hands, a trapdoor magically opened up beneath her feet. One by one, the 12 princesses disappeared down the steps. The soldier immediately sprang up and grabbed the cloak, just as the old woman had predicted. He now became invincible. But in his haste, he stepped on the hem of the dress of the youngest princess. "Someone has pulled my dress," she cried. "Don't be silly," replied one of her sisters. "It's just a nail." At the bottom of the stairs, a door opened out to a spectacular avenue of trees, each one bearing silver leaves that shimmered under the starlit sky. Following closely behind the laughing princesses, the invisible soldier broke off a silver branch which snapped loudly. "See, we are being followed," cried the youngest princess. But her sisters were too excited to worry. Leaving the silver trees behind, the happy princesses now ran daintily through an avenue of pure gold trees. It was a magnificent sight in the moonlight. The soldier followed, snapping off a golden branch. Finally, they reached the glittering diamond trees. And to the invisible soldier, this was the most breathtaking sight of all. As the soldier snapped off a branch from a diamond tree, the youngest princess screamed, but her sisters only laughed more loudly as they ran toward the lake. Lined up on the water were 12 little boats, and in each was a prince ready to row the princesses across to the castle. The soldier jumped into the boat with the youngest princess as the sound of trumpets filled the air. Inside the castle, music and laughter rang out as the princesses danced with their handsome princes in the ballroom. The youngest princess was the only one feeling uneasy all evening. Every time she lifted a goblet of wine, it was snatched out of her hand by the mischievous soldier. She tried in vain to warn her sisters, but they were only interested in having fun. They danced and danced until finally the rooster crowed. Then the 12 princes rowed them back across the lake. The soldier managed to run ahead and was back in bed snoring when the princesses returned to the room. "We're safe," whispered the eldest sister, checking up on the sleeping soldier. Happy but tired, the 12 princesses took off their tattering dancing shoes and were soon fast asleep. The soldier followed the princesses again the next night, and on the third night he took a golden goblet from the castle as proof of where the sisters had been. So when he was summoned to the king after the final night, he was able to show him a silver branch, a gold branch, and a diamond branch, as well as the castle goblet. The princess's secret had finally been discovered. The grateful king kept his promise. "Which of the princesses will you choose for your wife?" he asked the soldier. "I'm not a young man, sir," replied the soldier, "so I think I will choose the eldest." Soon they were married, and in time the soldier became the king of the whole country. He ruled wisely and never forgot the old woman in the woods and her words of advice. The end.